I'll let him hit me. How much? Yeah, I wouldn't want him to be continually beating on me, I suppose.
What is this?
Mighty adversary is before us.
I don't have enough.
There we go. Ooh, some teleporters. Alright. Good, 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 good. Okay, while I'm killing things here, ooh, back. I know some of you like the sounds of sweet silence and monsters being crushed. I'm just going to kind of go off on a slight tangent here, talk about something just slightly non-Diablo related here, as it's something that's going to kind of affect my video generation just a tiny bit, not a lot. Later tonight, or tomorrow, whichever you want to think of, it's past midnight here, so tomorrow, at least if you live in the States, a new game will be coming out by Namco called Tales of Grace's F, and I will be picking it up. I'm looking forward to it. If you like action RPGs, the Tales series, this is part 12 or 11 of this series. It's very popular in Japan, much like Final Fantasy is. Just didn't pick up here as much, but there are a lot of fans for it. Great action RPG. It plays similar, the characters are very well done usually in most of the ones I've played. They tend to go into some areas that even games like Final Fantasy won't go to as far as storytelling. Amazing combat. What you think about it like is if you take a role-playing game with a 2D fighting engine. It is still a 3D game. You can press a button to move around, so you think about it like maybe a game like Tekken where you're mostly on a 2D plane, but you can move around in 3D space. That's kind of what it's like. You fight mostly in 2D to get your 2D fighting moves down, and then you can move around if you need to. Very good stuff. The reason why I kind of want to mention it here to you guys is because I'm hoping to see it sell well. If you're interested, look for it on the PlayStation 3. Tales of the Abyss is out on the 3DS. It's a remake from the PlayStation 2. Very good game as well. If those sell well, we'll get the next game in the series, which is already out in Japan, called Tales of Xillia. And so I'm kind of hoping to see those sell well. And I won't go too much more into that because this is about Diablo. And I have a resplendent chest. You all remember what that meant with the barbarian. Of course, I don't have as many cool abilities now. I don't have Physic Slam. I can kind of turret here in the center a little. Not much though, I'm taking a lot of damage. Not bad.
I
do not understand how evil walks in the day. Should it not fear the light?
Evil knows not day or night.
But the light is both a literal and figurative foe of evil. There, a worthy foe!
Okay, apparently he saw an elite here. There it is.
Not enough speed.
Yes, your archers teleport next to the melee guy. Really smart. Alright, makes me happy that level 11 is looking to be a very real possibility here. And with only half a bar to go, about 5%. More than likely, I honestly should say without a doubt, I'm going to be level 11. So, looks like finding some new experience gear really helped. I was able to find some experience gear that I could wear at lower levels compared to the ones that I had originally. Why the level differences between what I found and what I had before were changed so much, I couldn't tell you.
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
I just phased through that gate. Oh, looks like we got a new spirit generator. And Tempest Rush has a rune. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, I got Crippling Wave, which I believe was in the beta originally, and then I think we lost it in the last patch, and now we get it back. Series of large sweeping attacks cause 110% weapon damage to all enemies in front of you. Every third hit damages all enemies around you and dazes them, slowing their movement speed by 30% and attack speed by 20% for 3 seconds. Now, I seem to recall Crippling Wave doing AoE, but I don't remember if it did the slowing component. That's unfortunate because it was just a while ago, is mostly the reason. But what I can tell you, I have a feeling that that was the way it always was. I'm just misremembering. But what I can tell you is this, that the damage, much like the other spirit generators, has been buffed. Crippling Wave went from 100 to 110, so almost all of them really got buffed up around that range. You know, 110, because these all used to be 100. Now it's 110. 100 Fist, I believe, used to be 125, and it looks like it's 140 now. So still the most powerful damage dealer, and it's been increased a little bit. So Crippling Wave is great. Unfortunately, it's got fairly short range. The third attack does do a nice AoE around me. And the first two attacks are about the same as Fist of Thunder, but the third attack doesn't reach out like Fist of Thunder's does, and obviously is nowhere near the range of Deadly Reach. I will go ahead and use it, though, just to kind of play around with it. Tempest Rush, though, gives me Northern Breeze, reduces the channeling cost of Tempest Rush to 8 Spirit. So 15 Spirit initial, and then instead of 10 per second, it's just 8 per second. So a little bit of a surprise there, because normally cost-reducing runes are not given so quickly. But of course I am at level 11, which is where I'm going to start seeing more advanced techniques, so that could be why they did it. Not only that, but Tempest Rush has been proven to be rather invaluable for me right now, to be able to get out of combat or to get into a group if need be. Yeah, there's that skill. I really like that skill. I liked it when I got it originally. I like the second hit, the runes, and the third hit being a nice big 360. So, you know, between that and my kick, anything, basically anything around me is going to be obliterated. I don't have another spender, really. Breath of Heaven, I mean, I could do Blinding Flash or Breath of Heaven. But as far as spenders that do damage, Lashtail Kick is really it right now. The others are defensive in nature. So if I want to have a high damage dealing spender, I want to keep my kick.
We have just arrived in Tristram, and I must say, I'm a bit dismayed. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery, hardly fit for the king of Condorus. I cannot fathom why Lazarus was so intent on this becoming our new seat of power.
Fear is born of uncertainty. The gods give me direction.
We are both blessed then. I faith on
Let's get a few more monsters killed here. Of course, if I really wanted to, I could combine my generators. Have Crippling Wave for AoE and Deadly Reach for single target, and just have each one on a key there. Of course, I would have to give up Rush or Dash. And of course, I talked about it before, where we only have these 4 generators now. That kind of impacts a little bit, if you think about it. The combination strike, which is now moved to level 50, used to be 60, I believe, or sorry, 30. End of when you would get them. Each different spirit generator gives you 8%. Now, honestly, realistically, I could only see someone wanting to go up to 4, because if you try to do all 6, then you don't have a finisher. So I don't really see it impacting combination strike that much. It just means that you have less options, I suppose. The others are spenders now. Helps if I wait for the actual event to pop up before I hit escape.
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
That would require me to think and use my brain. And if you guys listen to me ramble, then you know I don't really do that often. Okay, maybe I sell myself short, but still. I trip over my own words. I know I do it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This much as this is a really nice skill, great for AoE, I have the kick, and fighting the king, I really want to have range. I'm going back to
must wait
Trident.
to use that ability.
Is there anything else I would rather use? Flashing Tail Kick is already slotted. Blinding Flash would make him miss. And there's healing. Well, last time I fought him, he really didn't take me down too much, so I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I think I will keep my Tempest Rush, obviously, for getting in and out of the monsters. Let me go ahead and, what I'll do is I'll look at that since I ruined it, see if it looks any different. It might have a brighter visual, but nothing too serious. Alright, let's activate the king. Fight the monk. Skeleton King, beware. I'm going to love and tolerate the heck out of you. Ton of damage going out to the king from this range. Well, no, that second hit, actually all three of them look like they're hitting him. And I'm just outside his swing arc. That's very good for me. Very, very good for me. Oh. Get me out of here. That's right, Cormac. Take it. Take it. And that reduced cost is quite nice. It's only by 2 spirit, but that's 2 spirit per second. Okay. Now might be a good time to move. Well, thank you, Cormac. So I noticed with this fight, the intent is his skeletons are honestly pretty much the main issue here. The Auric doesn't swing often. When he does, he swings hard, but that makes him a little easier to dodge. The skeletons are here to both surround you and kind of give you a way to fight back. Since he hits hard, the skeletons are your source of health globes, so there's your strategy in the fight. So I imagine in later difficulties, that's going to be vital to kind of avoid him, watch out for his swings, killing his skeletons for health globes. One rare. Cheapskate. Look at all the gold, though. Alright, so time for the post-mortem. Just like I did with the Barbarian, I'm going to kind of go over my thoughts on that fight of the Skeleton King with the Monk. Now, when I fought him with the Barbarian, I had mentioned that it felt like the stun might have been a bit much, but now that I've fought him again with the Monk, I didn't use any stuns there, as you saw. Plus, I fought the King again at level 13 without stuns. And since I've had a chance to kind of sit back and reflect, I really think that the issue wasn't so much the stuns there, because when I went back, kind of reviewed the video a bit, yeah, he was stunned a few times for a good chunk there, but nothing that would have made it too trivial. So what it ends up being, it looks like, is just because he doesn't swing very often, but he swings hard. Considering that he's the first sub-boss, kind of the introduction to a boss fight in Diablo 3, it does make sense. Granted, I imagine when the higher difficulty comes, he will probably be much more aggressive and swing harder and faster. So there is that. Keep that in mind. So with this, I'd have to say, with the monk here, I mean, there was one time I was getting kind of low, but it was kind of because I really wasn't paying attention. I was no longer keeping my distance. When I was fighting him and winning without a problem, I was just keeping away from him, using Deadly Reach to my advantage. He would bring his skeletons out. I would use my AoE to take them down, which honestly, this is why I'm glad I went back to Deadly Reach, because if I didn't have Deadly Reach, that might have been a much more difficult fight. So again, it's all about how you prepare for a fight, and I like the fact that I could go in and say, wait, I'm at the king. As much as I love this ability, it's not going to be that great to use. I should go to a different one. It felt good though. Fight felt really, really good still, even if I wasn't in imminent danger there. I've had more threat from giant packs, but as the monk, again, I felt less in trouble than I was with the barbarian at times, until the barbarian got some of his better abilities. I'm just basically at this point going to say, as a first boss, if I think of him as the first boss, this guy could kill you, but he's not meant to be mechanically challenging. I mean, you think about that. That first boss is there to introduce mechanics to you. This is how this boss is going to fight. And then later on you'll start finding bosses with more and more mechanics. His mechanic is, he doesn't hit often, he hits hard, and he's got ads that try to box you in. You learn to compensate for that, and it's really not much of a challenge. From there, I think he's probably tuned right around where he needs to be. This is normal mode after all. So still feeling good about it. Still feeling good about these playthroughs with these characters. Monk, not too bad. I like the changes. I like getting Tempest Rush earlier. I kind of hated getting Dashing Strike later, in the fact that it costs more, but it's still very useful for what it does. The damage has been increased, which I don't really care about that because I use it more for movement. So the skill flow is feeling good. The getting the Tempest Rush spirit reduction, it makes sense, even though they normally don't give you the reduction abilities that early. But if you look at its competitors here, which is the movement speed gets increased, or the potency of the slow effect, or the your damage taken reduced, honestly, out of all of these, that would probably be the best newbie friendly one. Just say here, this way you get to use it more often, and you don't have to worry about these other effects. Giving you Breath of Heaven and Blinding Flash. Honestly, the skill progression on the monk feels good as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and find out what kind of rare spear I got. 2 to 4 lightning damage, 1 vitality, attack speed increased by 2%, and monster kills grant +4 experience. 12.2 with lightning. And what's amazing is that's a +4 experience. I could easily just put that on another class, or just use it now. 12.2 is a good chunk of change. I might just go ahead and use it for now. I might pass it on. I don't know if wizards, witch doctors, well, obviously not a demon hunter. He's not going to be holding a spear. It is a one-hand... Actually, no, I know that the Witch Doctor can use spears. I don't know if the Wizard can. Probably can, though. So, there you go. It's a one-handed weapon as well. So, good luck. That's honestly a very good luck find right there. So, I will be passing that around. I guess I'll be doing more damage than I really want to, but hey. Alright, guys. This has been the Monk playthrough to the Skeleton King, levels 1 to 11. I will, of course, like I always do, record the rest of the levels and give you my impressions of the new skills as I get them. Alright guys, if you like it, thumb it up, leave comments if you have any. This is Kagekaze, thanking you for watching and signing off.